What's going on, guys? Biker Dave here. This is a 2012 Ram 1500. It's been one of our shop trucks for a long time. It runs great. Good dependable truck. However, I think this is the original key fob for it. And what would happen, it would sometimes randomly lock without barely touching anything on the fob. Like you just pick it up like this and it would lock the doors. Also, the unlock would not work. The panic would sometimes work, but the unlock would definitely never work when you touch the button. But the lock would work when you touch the button, but then it would randomly lock when you at least expect it to, which could be trouble. You know, if you're climbing in and it locks the door and you go shut the door while you climb out and it locks and the doors are locked, and then you got to call the locksmith. Anyway, what I found, the key fob, it works fine, so to speak, but what you need to do, if you're experiencing this, you need to split the fob apart. Okay, so you need to remove the hard key, you know, the emergency key, just by switching that little guy over. Pull the emergency key out. Okay, when you push this little switch lever over, the little hard emergency key will come out, or a valet key, whatever you want to call it. It will come out. Okay, and when this comes out, then you can sometimes use the key itself to pry the whole assembly open, or you may need a little flat bladed screwdriver because you need to split this open as if you were going to change the battery. And we're going to get to the little contact points of the buttons and see what's going on. I'll show you what I found. Okay, so if you get a little flat bladed screwdriver like this, you can just put it where the key came out of. Okay, you see where the key was removed, and you need to split this apart basically. Same process as if you were removing the battery or changing the battery. Okay, you can, you know, split it right along the side there. See that area right there? You'll split the fob open. Okay, and once you split it open, there's the battery. Now, if you know that your battery is good on your fob, you know, and the fob works, but the buttons are the issue, you need to remove this area also where the buttons are located. So just pick it up out of there basically. Okay, now this little circuit board here, you need to lift it up out of there, so you can just use your finger or use a pick or a small screwdriver and just get this circuit board out of there. Okay, now there it is. And here are the contact points for the buttons. That'd be for the you know, alarm or the panic button, unlock, and lock. Now these little contacts, see these little things right here, those are what the buttons are touching. And if yours have separated and have slid down, what was going on is these two little contacts had slid together on the lock button, so they were basically thicker than they needed to be, and so any random touching of the fob would cause the doors to lock. Okay, so you need to clean, you know, remove yours. If you have these little silver discs, see they're flipped upside down right now, so but if you see little silver discs scattered anywhere around in here, you need to pick them up. You need to clean all this off with either electric cleaner, maybe a very light contact cleaner on a rag. You know, clean, because there'll be some adhesive and things on here. Clean it off. Clean everything. You know, these little discs that you see, those three little discs, you need to clean those off as well. Then, with a very small, maybe a dab of super glue or Gorilla Glue or something, you glue the little discs as you see how I have them. You glue them to the buttons themselves. Just a very light amount. Okay, see how this, there's your buttons right there. You very lightly glue those discs to the buttons just as you see I have them. Only on the underside of the silver discs. Okay, and then you let it dry for a few minutes. You know, let all that dry. So don't put much, just a tiny little daub of it, you know, very small amount. Then put everything back together. You know, make sure you wait for it to dry, so maybe a good 15 minutes or so. Wait for all that to dry before you reassemble everything. Okay, and then when you put it back together, this will go upside down. Put it back in there as you removed it, same way. Okay, see how it goes back in there. Then put the key back together, or actually, I'm sorry, before you do that, set this back in where it came from. in the other half of the fob. So just push it all in there. You know, it's got a little rubber seal, this rubber seal here. So just, you know, push it back in place and then put the fob back together. And if you're doing a battery change, make sure you put it in the way you see it here. The positive side of the battery faces downward. It even says it on the inside of the cover. Okay, you see you're setting it in place there. Then you just push it all together. It'll kind of click in place once you do it correctly. Okay, you see it? It's all completely smooshed back together the way you saw it before you took it apart. Put your little emergency key, valet key back in. Click it in place. Should be all back together nicely. Okay, now you'll notice locks, then unlocks, locks, unlocks. It's perfect. That unlock button haven't worked in a year and a half. Works great. So anyway, this way will apply to many different key fobs, you know, different makes and models and whatnot. So it depends on yours, but this is a 2012 Ram 1500. The keyless ignition, so that's how you turn it on. Y'all check it out. Let's make sure you see our channel. We got all kinds of stuff on our channel that you may need or enjoy or may help you. So if our video helped you out, make sure you click the thanks button you see underneath the video screen. Feel free to send a donation because YouTube is completely free. So we try and, you know, help guys with videos that work, and this one definitely does. So y'all have a great day.